common reality that we all share. So the game acts as an engine of metamorphosis, and it sets at each level a different environment world and endows users of non-human and extra-human senses. So in the first level, the gamer sees and navigates the city with the magnetic vision of birds. The second level stages non-standard perceptions of time. It records real-time video of what it's seeing and then plays it back onto optoelectronic devices such as lenses, where the gamer can modulate the relative delay, opacity, and tempo between retinal signals and cyborg overlays. I think what inspired this level, and it's interesting to me, is Yüksel's account of the fact that in the world of a snail, a rod oscillating faster than 4 times per second becomes stationary. So that's kind of mind-blowing. It means that not only we live in different world environments, what he calls Umwelten, but that these are not only spatial but temporal as well. So we live in different space and we live in different time as well. But the aim of the game is not only to extend and augment human perception, but it is also to disorient the player and question the egocentric and anthropocentric way we're used to when structuring our views of the world and our understanding of it. So some of the levels would not really be very comfortable to experience. Level 3 shuts off the field of vision of the gamer and replaces it with broadcasts from CCTV cameras activated by proximity. And level 4 uses a voice-changing device, mouther, to transform the gamer's utterances into unintelligible animal sounds that are partially determined by topographic location and GPS location data. And there are many other levels and infinite potential levels, and each representing a window into partial objectivities of human and animal others. And rather than leading to a victory or a game over, the game folds back upon itself with new dynamic relations between the player and his or her post-natural environment. This is the second project I'll show you today. It is called Supernatural Garden. And the idea is that visitors to the Brooklyn Botanic Garden will look through their smartphones or headset devices and find it augmented by digital weeds. These electronic species will emerge and grow and behave according to design cycles and feedback from sensors embedded in the landscape. So I'll run through some of the species and their family. In the family of the indicators, the pinwheel flower will rotate according to the wind speed as registered by a nearby anemometer. And the Celsius flower will change its color depending on the soil temperature. And the denser flower will follow a path within an hour time, and the path changes according to the day or the season. The glass weeds are invasive digital species in the warm temperate pavilion, and the width of their mesh will change according to changes in the polar ice caps. And the origami sounders will transmit simultaneous sounds picked up at Kiyomitsu 10.0. And in the family of the interactors, the pollen donut will release pollen grains that are picked up by visitors with their cell phones, and then brought to a software-defined location where a new plant will germinate. And obviously, the family of the interactors, the spiky ball, is a digital parasite that will attach to a plant, and that's to enable it to communicate via social media. So we could imagine that in the future, the Brooklyn Botanic Garden could have a department of plant personality that's involved in interpreting the moods and tempers of vegetative life. So this project and these species will become electrobotanic interfaces, bridging digital and analog and showing invisible layers of reality, fictional and scientific and environmental and so forth. And they will put forward the image of a world that in Timothy Morton words is a sprawling mesh of interconnection without a definite center or edge. And this is the third project I want to talk about. It's called Digital Surgeon. It is a speculative software that would enable people to edit their own appearance as viewed by others in immersive environments. So it addresses questions of beauty, of belonging depending on appearance, but also on the freedom of modifying one's own body. There will be a lot of possible modifications, and the software would allow for real-time mapping and overlaying of all these modifications. So among them would be scaling, mirroring, stretching, autografting, stitching, sculpting, and so forth. And one of the possibilities would be to have internet-based repositories of body parts, so one can just download and re-upload to the system and map one to one's body. Sort of similar to Google 3D House today in a way. What I find interesting about digital surgeries is that they can change through time. And so, for instance, they could be activated at a specific hour for a specific duration. And they could also be tagged to certain places. So my body could change as I walk into a neighborhood and then into a specific building and then even a specific room. My body could respond to the space around me. And thirdly, the surgeries could respond to specific viewers. So I could set it up so that the way I look in my mom's eyes, or in my love interest's eyes, or in my teacher's eyes, or my landlord could be different, and that difference would have been curated and predefined by me. So we can imagine that the body of the future could be redesigned digitally and responsive and ephemeral plastic. And another mode that these surgeries would work in is what I call the translucent body mode. It's the idea that epidermal sensors, like the epidermal electronic system here on the left, developed by Rogers Research Group and the Coleman Lab, could collect electrophysiological information about the body and translate it into algorithms that generate forms, colors, and patterns, and so forth. These could be developed as visual body grammars of physiological and clinical signifiers, or they could simply just show a more complex ecological dimension of the body and all the processes that we don't control, and all the autonomic biological processes of the body. So these are some of the ways that augmented reality can change the way we design and live, and maybe help us understand a little bit better our environment as well. Thank you.